Welcome to another deep dive. You know the drill. We're going to take something you're already trying to learn, and we're going to help you really get to the bottom of it,
Yeah.
really extract all the good stuff. Today, we're diving into Who Moved My Cheese by Spencer Johnson.
Yeah. Who Moved My Cheese? It's a classic, tiny little book, but don't let the size fool you, okay?
Yeah.
It packs a punch, It's
Yeah.
all about change and how we deal with it, but told through this really clever metaphor.
Yeah, with cheese and mazes.
Exactly. So basically, we got these four characters, right? Running around a maze looking for cheese.
Which, by the way, the cheese isn't actually cheese. It's like a symbol for anything we want in life. Could be a job, a relationship, good health, really anything that makes you feel content.
Yeah, exactly. So whatever it is that you're chasing after in life, that's your cheese, right? And then the maze. That represents the environment where you're searching for it. Could be your career path, your social circles, anything really.
Right, like those systems that we all kind of move through.
Right, exactly. And so the book follows these four characters, two mice, Sniff and Scurry.
They're kind of like representing our simpler instincts, right? Like the parts of us that just react without overthinking everything.
Yeah, like your gut feeling.
And then there's two little humans, Hem and Haw, who are a bit more, a bit more like us. They think things through, they have feelings, they get stuck in their ways.
And the whole point of the book is to see how all these characters deal with change. Like when their cheese disappears, who adapts, who freaks out, and why. It's actually pretty deep when you start thinking about it.
It is. It's all about how our attitudes and beliefs about change can really shape our experiences.
Exactly. So our mission today is to help you, the listener, figure out how to be more like Sniff and Scurry when it comes to change.
To sniff out the new cheese before the old one runs out. So where do we start? The book starts us off at Cheese Station C, right? This magical place where all four characters have found this abundance of cheese.
Yeah.
It's like their happy place. They're all content, especially Hem and Haw.
Yeah, they get super comfy there, right? Almost too comfy. They establish these routines, start showing up later and later every day, just assuming the cheese is going to be there forever.
Which is kind of setting us up for disaster, right? Like taking things for granted.
Totally. That initial comfort, that complacency, it can really make you blind to those little signs that things are about to change.
Which is exactly what happens, right? One day, bam, the cheese is gone. Sniff and Scurry show up, no cheese. But here's the thing. They're not surprised. They'd been noticing the supply dwindling for a while.
See, that's what I'm talking about. They were paying attention. They were monitoring the situation. They didn't just blindly assume everything would stay the same. And because of that, they're prepared when the change actually happens.
Right. They don't waste time freaking out or trying to figure out who took the cheese.
Mhm.
They just accept it and immediately start looking for new cheese. No drama.
Yeah, for them, it's simple. No cheese. Gotta find more cheese. Move on.
Now, Hem and Haw, they're a different story. They show up expecting their usual feast, and there's nothing. And they lose it. Anger, denial, confusion.
It's like their whole world just got turned upside down, And their reaction is so human, right?
Yeah.
We've all been there. We get attached to the way things are. And when it changes, it can be, really unsettling.
It's like we feel entitled to that cheese, even though we didn't do anything to deserve it except maybe show up late.
Right. And so instead of accepting the new reality and moving on, they get stuck in this loop of blaming and complaining, trying to figure out who moved their cheese.
Yeah, and it gets them nowhere, right? They
Yeah.
just waste time and energy while Sniff and Scurry are out there finding new cheese.
Exactly. Think about it. While Hem and Haw are still sitting there by the empty cheese station, the mice are already off on a new adventure, exploring new possibilities.
And this is where the book really gets interesting, right? It's not just about accepting change. It's about, actively looking for the new cheese.
Yeah, embracing the unknown. And the book actually shows us that, new cheese can be even better than the old cheese.
Right. Sniff and Scurry, in their simple way, they just keep running through the maze, trying different paths, and eventually, boom, they find Cheese Station N, which is even bigger and better than Cheese Station C ever was.
See, that's the reward for adapting, for being willing to let go of the old and embrace the new. While Hem and Haw are stuck in the past, the mice are already enjoying a whole new level of abundance.
Like a powerful message, right? Change can actually lead to something better, but only if you're open to it.
Totally. But, what about Haw? He eventually snaps out of it, right? He gets tired of being miserable and decides to take a chance.
He does. And it all starts with a good laugh at himself, which I think is really important. He realizes he's been so stuck in his ways, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. He finally sees how ridiculous it is.
Yeah, that moment of self-awareness is crucial. It's like he breaks free from that mental prison he'd built for himself.
And once he does that, he starts to let go of the past, stops clinging to the old cheese, and ventures back into the maze. And as he starts exploring, something really interesting happens. He finds little bits of cheese along the way.
Yeah, it's like a little reward for his efforts, right? And it also teaches him something important. He realizes that the cheese at Cheese Station C didn't just disappear overnight. It was a gradual process. But he was so caught up in his routine, so comfortable, that he didn't even notice the signs.
Right, like those little warning bells that something was changing.
Exactly. And it's a huge lesson, right? Change is often gradual. It doesn't just happen all at once. There are usually signs, little clues that things are shifting, but we have to be paying attention to see them.
Like, it makes you think about your own life, right?
Yeah.
Are there areas where you're maybe getting a little too comfortable? Are you paying attention to those subtle signs that things might be changing?
Exactly. It's a good reminder to, like, always be sniffing the cheese, so to speak.
So Hall, feeling pretty good about himself, he goes back to Cheese Station C to try and help him out, right? But him, well, he's not having it.
Nope. Still stuck in his misery, convinced that the old cheese will come back, refusing to even try the new cheese that Hoff found.
It's like he's so attached to the past that he can't even see the new possibilities right in front of him.
And it's frustrating for Har, right? He wants to help his friend, but he can't force him to change. Hem has to come to that realization on his own.
Which is another big takeaway from the book, right? You can't force change on anyone. Everyone has to go through their own process of accepting and adapting.
Yeah, like it's a personal journey, you know?
So Hall continues on his own, and he starts leaving these little messages on the walls of the maze, kind of like marking his path and sharing what he's learned.
Yeah, it's like he's leaving breadcrumbs for Hem or anyone else who might be lost in the maze.
And some of them are really powerful. Like, if you do not change, you can become extinct. That one's pretty intense, right? It's like a wake-up call.
It is. It's like saying, hey, look, the world is changing whether you like it or not. Adapt or get left behind.
And then there's, the quicker you let go of old cheese, the sooner you can enjoy new cheese. That one really gets to the heart of, like, letting go of the past and embracing the future.
Yeah, it's about releasing those attachments that are holding you back and moving on.
And there's another one that I think is really important. Fear you let build up in your mind is worse than the situation that exists. That one really resonates with me because often the fear of change is way scarier than the actual change itself.
Oh, yeah, totally. It's like our imaginations run wild and we create all these worst case scenarios that never actually happen.
Right. And the book is saying, like, don't let fear paralyze you. Face your fears and you'll realize that they're often not as bad as you think.
Exactly. And eventually, after all this learning and exploring, Hoff finally makes it to Cheese Station N. He finds Sniff and Scurry there, already enjoying the abundance of new cheese,
Like they've been there all along, just chilling.
living their best lives. And so Ha takes all his wisdom, all the lessons he's learned, and he writes them on the wall for everyone to see. Change happens. Anticipate change. Monitor change. Adapt to change quickly. Change. Enjoy change. And finally, be ready to change quickly and enjoy it again.
Those are like the golden rules of navigating change, right?
Okay.
A framework for how to approach change in any area of your life.
And what's really cool is that it's not just about surviving change, it's about thriving in it. Like that last one, enjoy change. It's like saying change can actually be a good thing. It can lead to new adventures, new discoveries, new levels of fulfillment.
Right. And so now that we've gone through all of this, what can we, the listeners,
Yes.
actually take away from all of this? Like, how do we apply these lessons to our own lives?
Well, the book gives us some pretty concrete tips. First, recognize that just being busy doesn't mean you're actually moving towards your goals. You have to be intentional about your actions, make sure you're moving in the right direction.
Right. Like, it's about being productive, not just active.
Exactly. And then there's the idea of stepping outside your comfort zone. The more you do that, the easier it becomes to adapt to new situations.
Like stretching those change muscles.
Yeah, and the book also emphasizes the importance of challenging your beliefs. If you're stuck in a rut, it might be because your beliefs are holding you back.
Like, if you believe that change is always bad, you're going to resist it even when it's for the best.
Exactly. And remember, the book also highlights the power of self-awareness and humor. Don't be afraid to laugh at yourself, to acknowledge your own stubbornness. It can help you let go and move forward.
And finally, the book reminds us that change is a personal journey. You can't force it on anyone, and everyone goes through it at their own pace.
Yeah, like be patient with yourself and with others.
And the book ends on this kind of hopeful note, right? With Hall, wondering if Helm will eventually find his way to Cheese Station N. It's like, there's always hope, even for the most resistant among us.
Yeah, like no one is truly stuck. Everyone has the potential to change, to adapt, to find their new cheese if they're willing to let go of the old one.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, we want you to think about the cheese in your own life. What are you chasing after? And are you prepared for it to move? Are you paying attention to the signs? Are you willing to let go of the old and embrace the new?
Think about it. Are you more like Sniff and Scurry, ready to adapt and move on? Or are you more like Hem, clinging to the past, resisting the inevitable?
The choice is yours. But remember, change is a constant. The cheese will move again and again and again, and the only way to truly thrive is to be ready for it, to embrace it, and to even enjoy the ride.
Food for thought, right?
Oh, definitely.
And, you know, the book doesn't really address this directly, but it does get you thinking, like, what if there's something better than just finding new cheese? What if, like, you could learn to love the maze itself, you know? Like, find joy in the process of searching, in the journey of change itself.
That's a great point. It's not just about the destination, it's about how you get there.
Exactly. Like, what if the real cheese is the friends we made along the way?
Okay, I think we're getting a little too philosophical here.
Maybe, but it's something to think about, right? Like, how can we change our mindset to not just tolerate change, but actually embrace it and find joy in the process?
Absolutely. And on that note, I think we'll wrap it up here. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Who Moved My Cheese. We hope you found it insightful and helpful.
Until next time, keep sniffing that cheese.
And remember, the cheese will always move. Be ready for it.